Let's start here, turning overseas. President Donald Trump now claiming the killings in Iran have stopped. His comments come after days of nationwide demonstrations and a deadly government crackdown with thousands feared dead. Earlier this week, the president told our CBS Evening News anchor Tony DeCopel there would be very strong actions if the Iranian regime hangs accused anti-government protesters there. CBS News foreign correspondent Holly Williams has more.
This video appears to show Iranian security forces raiding a hospital and searching for wounded protesters. By some estimates, more than 12,000 people may have been killed in Iran's crackdown. Now, President Trump says he's had assurances the violence has ended.
We have been informed by very important sources on the other side, and they've said the killing has stopped and the executions won't take place.
Iranian human rights groups had warned that one protester, Irfan Soltani, was scheduled to be executed yesterday. The regime now says he hasn't been sentenced to death. Iran's government may have ended its campaign of deadly reprisals, but the protests have likely left it weakened. In the mountains of northern Iraq this morning, just 30 miles from the border with Iran, we met with fighters from an armed and outlawed Iranian opposition group, the Democratic Party of Iranian Kurdistan. Commander Sayran Gargoli told us the protests in Iran have given them hope. Sounds like you're saying that there's a real possibility that the regime can be toppled. Yes, she told us, if the people who are demonstrating on the street get international help. The group represents the Kurdish ethnic minority, around 10% of Iran's population. Mustafa Hijri is the group's leader and told us they have thousands of members inside Iran.
And if you give the word, they will take up arms and rise up against the regime.
Yes, he said, but he told us for now it's too early. Hijri told us his group would welcome US strikes on Iran if they targeted the Iranian regime's security apparatus. Vlad and Chanel.
Holly, so what do these latest developments mean for the regime in Tehran and its grip on power?
Well, Vlad, look, even before these protests, the Iranian regime was weakened. It was weakened by international sanctions and a flailing economy, problems with its currency and inflation. It was weakened by a war with Israel last year, by US strikes on its nuclear program. It was weakened by the collapse of a key ally, the former Syrian regime back in 2024, and the decimation of another ally, Hezbollah in Lebanon, by Israel. But thinking back over just the last few days, if you're an authoritarian regime and your only reaction to mass protests is cutting off the internet for nearly a week now and killing thousands of people, that doesn't really look like strength. Arguably, that looks like a regime desperately trying to cling on to power. And now, if President Trump is correct that Iran has made these concessions, that it's not going to carry out any more killings or any executions, that's also problematic for an authoritarian regime. I mean, authoritarian regimes tend to rule based on the threat of violence. Now, of course, we don't know what's going to happen here. Iran's security apparatus still looks pretty powerful and ruthless based on the last few days. But it's certainly true that many Iran watchers now say that the Iranian regime, the Islamic Republic, is now at its weakest point since it first came to power with the revolution back in 1979.
All right, Holly Williams, thank you.
CBS News White House reporter Aaron Navarro is joining us now from the White House to talk more about this. So while speaking to reporters yesterday, Aaron, the president said he was given some reassuring news about Iran. What can you tell us?
Good morning. The president told reporters yesterday that, quote, the killing in Iran is stopping and that the executions that were reportedly set to start yesterday of protesters in Iran were halted. Here's more of what President Trump said yesterday in the Oval Office.
There was supposed to be a lot of executions today and that the executions won't take place. And we're going to find out. I mean, I'll find out after this. You'll find out. But we've been told on good authority, and I hope it's true. Who knows, right? Who knows?
The president went on to post about this morning, sharing a headline about Iran's judiciary no longer sentencing a protester, Irfan Soltani, to death, and wrote, quote, this is good news. Hopefully it will continue. On Iran, President Trump also told Reuters in an interview yesterday he does not believe that Reza Pahlavi, the exiled crown prince and son of the last Shah of Iran, has the support inside the country to lead it. And he added he still believes it's possible the government in Tehran can fall, saying, quote, any regime can fail.